Hello and welcome to my talk on DevSecOps, AI and security and whether they are friends or enemies. These are 6 headlines, things that happened within 6 weeks last autumn. Last autumn is a while ago in AI terms, agreed, but the pattern hasn't changed and the year since really hasn't gotten any quieter. A self-replicating worm compromised over 500 NPM packages. As a result, 3,300 secrets were stolen across 800 repositories. And this one, malware coercing an AI assistant into running reconnaissance for an attacker. Now that last category, attackers weaponizing the developer's own AI tooling, that didn't even exist 18 months ago. And it is now a recurring pattern. Last June, Andrej Karpathy gave a talk at YC's AI startup school, and he said something like, Software 3.0 is programs written in English executed by an LLM. Now, to understand what that means, we have to rewind a bit. Software 1.0 was code that we wrote. Software written in Python, Java, C++, explicit instructions that a computer would follow and execute. Software 2.0 was neural network weights. The model itself was the program. Instead of writing explicit instructions, you create a data set and train a model. Software 3.0 is the prompt. Humans write prompts. The LLM is the interpreter that executes the program. Now, if you accept this framing, then the artifact you govern has changed shape. It used to be code. Now it includes the prompt, the model, the dataset, the agent's runtime behavior, and so on. And that is a much bigger surface than what your DevSecOps platform was designed for. 3 things broke at once. The artifact your developers produce is no longer deterministic. The same prompt given to the same model can produce different code on the second run. So you can't review the inputs once and trust the outputs. Every run is a new artifact. The package list isn't stable either. AI assistants routinely import libraries that don't exist. They hallucinate package names. In fact, in about 20% of the time. And we'll come back to that number later. And this one, I really want you to hold on to. The line between data and instruction has dissolved. A comment in a ticket can become an instruction your agent obeys. An email body or a website viewed for some documentation can become a remote code execution. That is the stuff every AI security incident we've seen in the past 12 months is made of. Seeing one of these things break would be concerning enough, right? But all 3? In addition to that, coding got a lot faster, in parts because of AI. But to be fair, we've been working on making that happen for the past 15 years now, probably. 82% of teams now deploy to production at least weekly, many of them daily. Of course, AI accelerated this. 49% of teams are using 5 or more AI tools at the same time. And each of those tools comes with its own audit log, its own identity model, its own data residency story. And 76% find their compliance issues after they're already in production. Could you even name those 5 AI tools your teams are using? We used to have a name for this pattern. We called it Shadow IT. And now it's called Shadow AI. We did make coding faster, but the bottleneck didn't disappear. It moved. It moved from writing the code to reviewing and governing it. And that bottleneck is exactly what DevSecOps was built to solve in the first place. So DevSecOps didn't get smaller. AI made it bigger. That is the first thing I want you to take away from this talk. Every executive's instinct at the moment is to say, yeah, we'll figure it out later. And we take the performance now and figure out governance later. And that instinct is wrong. AI did not deprecate DevSecOps. AI made DevSecOps the binding constraint on the NI investment everybody's doing right now. If governance of that fails, the investment fails. So here is the framework I want to give to you. One of the things that you should remember when you go back to your team on Monday. 2 axes, not 1. 2 dimensions. Shift left, you know, that's the SDLC, every stage that we've been pulling security earlier and earlier into that loop for the past 15 years. That work isn't done, but it's well understood. We know what to do. Shift up is different. Shift up is the new dimension. It's the layer that appeared above the SDLC for in the last 15 months. And it includes agents, MCP servers, skills, autonomous tool use, and so on. That layer didn't exist until recently, and shift left doesn't really reach it. So the first dimension you already know and run, and it's now massively accelerated. The second is a new attack surface that we are still figuring out, but at the end, we need both. Let's begin with shift left first, the dimension that you're already familiar with. If you look down the left column, every stage of the SDLC, plan, code, build, test, review, deploy. The same 6 stages your team has run for as long as you've been shipping software. Now, if you look across the rows, issues drafted in minutes, not weeks. First drafts of code come from a prompt. Pipeline failures triage the moment they fail. Tests generated alongside the code. Merge requests reviewed the moment they open, including security. And incidents are summarized and remediation already drafted almost the moment they happen. So AI didn't pick a stage, it accelerated all of them. And the conventional wisdom right now is AI is making coding faster, but that is the smallest version of what's happening. Coding is just one row in this table. And notice every one of those outputs lives in an artifact your platform already governs. Look at the right column, issue, branch, pipeline, test suite, merge request, release. There's not a single new artifact in that list. They're all the same as before. So AI didn't replace DevOps. It plugged into every stage of it. The agent is just another author on workflows you have governed for 15 years. Identity review, policy, audit, it's all there, already enforced for the work that runs on the platform. The work that doesn't, that's the gap that we need to close. Now let's turn to shift up. The dimension we're still figuring out. And the one your foundation may be more ready for than you might think. But let's start with some volumes. 45% of AI-generated code introduces vulnerabilities. That's from Veracode in 2025. And we have 10 times more security findings per developer per month. That's according to Apiro, who looked at the Fortune 50 enterprises in last September. Now, these are 2 different lenses, but the conclusion is the same. AI is producing more vulnerable code faster. And that is just the unintentional vulnerabilities. Let's have a look at the attack vectors. 5 surfaces that didn't exist 3 years ago. Prompt injection, slopsquatting, MCP servers that return results including unwanted instructions, agent skills, agent instruction files. So 5 surfaces, different exploit paths, and none of them are really the tool's fault. They are just structurally inevitable. And that's because the line between data and instructions has dissolved, remember? Simon Willison coined the term prompt injection in September 22 and has been the most consistent voice in the field for nearly 4 years now. In June, he gave us this, the lethal trifecta. 3 properties: untrusted input, sensitive data, external communication. If any 2 of these come together, it's manageable. When all 3 come together, it is structurally exploitable. Not might be, it is structurally exploitable. The model cannot reliably tell instructions from data. In the context window, they're all the same tokens. That is why the model layer alone doesn't fix this. We need a human in the loop to resolve this. The trifecta tells us where the fix actually lives, and that's in the system around the model. But let's quickly map those 3 properties to software development, to our world. Sensitive data, that is our code base. Source, secrets, customer data it touches. Untrusted inputs, that's our prompts, our skills, our AGENTS.md file, our tool results. Anything the agent reads is something the agent might do. And external communication, that is our CD pipeline. Merging is production, right? And for the solution, we have good news. We already have this control. The merge request is the proposed change to the code base. It is the artifact where untrusted input shows up for human review. And merging that is what triggers the CD pipeline. A strong DevSecOps foundation is shift up readiness. That is the second takeaway. Shift left is the loop you already run, now at AI velocity. Shift up is the new layer above that loop. And the controls that make shift up safe are the controls a strong DevSecOps platform has already given you. So we're not starting from 0 on the new dimension. You're extending the foundation you already built. Now, I have to talk about regulators very briefly because the deadline is no longer hypothetical. 3 regimes, they are all in force or close to it in the EU. That is DORA, NIS2, and the EU AI Act. A single rogue commit, one bad merge, one prompt injection that exfiltrates customer data now triggers all 3 of these notification regimes at the same time, if you're unlucky. And that may mean 3 ticking clocks for notifications and potentially 3 very serious penalties, as you can see in the right column. Now, Europe has already written the framework to solve this, to handle this, ENISA and the Cyber Resilience Act. And these are accompanied by whatever national regulations and frameworks may apply to you wherever you are. So the framework is written, but the implementation is the work that's ahead of us. And that brings me to the third takeaway. The platform is the moat. 5 AI tools, 5 audit logs, 0 accountability. That's what shadow IT looks like in your organization, probably right now. AI coding agents in the IDE, agents in CI, MCP servers on developer laptops, custom agents, someone built last quarter that nobody can find the source code for. each one with its own identity model, its own audit log, its own data residency story. When a regulator asks who made that change, you have 5 different answers, none of which compose into a single auditable trail. And that is the losing pattern for the future. Let me show you what the winning pattern looks like. Of course, I'm talking about GitLab here. Identity review scanning supply chain audit policy. 6 controls that matter on the foundation that already enforces them. That is GitLab. That is what your DevSecOps platform has been doing for 15 years. It's what it will keep doing for the next 15. And above that, the SDLC, the same 6 stages your team has run for as long as you've been shipping software. Nothing new here. On top of that, GitLab brings agents. Planner agent, Duo agent, security analyst agent, CI expert agent, data analyst agent. Now you can see each one specializes. Each one plugs into the stage where it belongs. Planner at design time, security analyst at review, and so on. The agents are new. The pattern they connect to is not. On top of that, GitLab ships flows. They are named shipping capabilities of Duo agent platform, like code review, SAST false positive detection, resolving a SAST vulnerability, fixing a CI/CD pipeline, and each flow composes the agents below. Each one is a real job that's in production today. And of course, GitLab extends into the IDE, making everything accessible where it matters to developers, and includes external MCP servers where needed, but in a controlled fashion. And that is GA since January 26. So the historical analogy is open source. That's what I want to finish with. 25 years ago, every executive in a room like this was asking the same questions about open source. Who wrote this code? Who do we sue when it breaks? How do we know what's in our supply chain? How do we audit it? And we didn't ban open source. We built DevSecOps, we built AIBOMs, we built signed releases, we built vulnerability scanning, we built dependency governance. So we turned an existential risk into a managed risk. So here's your Monday. Make sure Shadow AI ends this week. Enforce a human owner for every AI activity. Apply the Trifecta as a design rule. Never let an agent reach all 3 properties in one session or have a human in the loop. Extend your SBOM to cover the model, the dataset, the prompt, the skills. Treat them as supply chain artifacts because that's what they are. And finally, collapse your 5 or more AI tools into one governed, audited DevSecOps platform. The platform is the vote. Thank you.